Hello, and welcome back to the Odds On podcast with me, Dan.
And me, Dave.
And we're going to try for a bit of a more regular upload schedule.
Go on then.
We can
Here
do
we
it.
go, boys.
Dave, do you want to explain the new medium for the pod before we get going?
What do you mean by the new medium?
How we're going to produce.
Oh, considering we didn't explain it last
Yeah,
time.
we really didn't explain it well.
So, as we briefly alluded to last time, we now have actual visual effects. Well, I say it's visual effects. We have a camera that is recording a whiteboard in front of us, so we can actually provide some sort of visual stimulation instead of just having the words "Odds On Podcast" written in front of you.
Now I can say hi.
I don't know. Instead of having the words "Odds On Podcast" written in front of you for an hour, we've actually got something for you to look at. But if you don't want to look at it, that's fine too, because we've got Soundcloud now, which means you can listen to it on the go without having to listen to it on YouTube, locking your phone, and so on. So if you want to find us, it is Odds On Podcast, same sort of links. We'll leave all the links down below as well. Go and follow us on Soundcloud so you can get the this podcast every week. Every week. If you saw that on the video, that's some quotation marks for you.
We'll do our best.
We'll do our best.
But
we'll see what happens. But
and obviously, keep liking the Facebook page, the Twitter. Send us emails of what you want us to do. We're not doing any odds on for a while until we get some come through. So
that's an incentive if you want to see something happen.
Send us some odds on. We will do that.
As always, we have a lot of fan interaction, so to speak, and we might be having a few more special guests on in the next pod.
We'd love to have some more special guests. So again, if you want to come on the pod,
we're lonely.
Yeah, we're really lonely.
We're sat in my bedroom at, what is it, nearly 8 o'clock? Maybe even later now. 8:30 in the evening. Drawing on a whiteboard.
Like this.
But we want it to be like this.
What, you want someone outside the house?
Yeah, then we'll let them in, Dan.
Oh, okay.
For all those watching on the visual podcast, not watching the visual podcast, just go and watch the visual podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
moving on from that terrible drawing.
So, if you are watching the visual podcast, you will see that we've got our 4 players on our whiteboard. The first of which is Trent Alexander-Arnold. And what we're going to do with this is we're going to choose every week 4 players that we think have played exceptionally well in their games. And we're going to run through briefly the game they played in and why their performance was standout. And our first one today is Trent Alexander-Arnold. As a Liverpool fan, I'm just going to quickly write this up here.
Oh, he's doing his brag counter.
The brag counter that Daniel brags about Liverpool. So you watched this game, Dan, as did I, with you. Why did Trent have a stand-up performance?
Okay, so Trent Alexander-Arnold, I genuinely believe now, is the best right back on the planet. Okay. Which is crazy because he's only 20. Alright, he is younger than me. I'm sat here talking about him and he is winning Champions League medals. But not like, most 19-year-olds who are on the bench, don't play a game and then get a medal.
Essential
he
to
plays
the team.
every game and we are rubbish without Trent. Honestly, when we play Gomez at right back, I like Gomez a lot. He's a centre back, not a right back. But when we don't play Trent, we're half the team. And here's why. So we beat Chelsea this weekend 2-1.
2-1.
2-1 to Liverpool.
Yep.
And this man scored the first goal.
It was a good goal.
It was a fucking unbelievable
How
goal.
on earth Salah registers an assist for that? I will never know.
So if you haven't seen it, if you've got the box, the free kick is probably... Oh, that's a dodgy little circle. Put there. The free kick is just on the edge of the box.
It's a free kick on the edge of the box.
And Mohamed Salah does a little back heel and rolls it out for Trent, who then fires it past the wall, top right-hand corner. Just a stunning goal. And it shows what this man can do because he's always... last season he assisted loads. What was it? 16 assists he got last season?
Oh, something ridiculous.
He's already registered, I believe, 3 assists this campaign.
Yep.
So he's already looking like he'll better last season.
Yep.
And now he's adding goals.
The thing is, I think everyone knew he had that in the locker. Like, he scored free kicks before, but this was quite a high-profile goal. And it's one that, I think won you the game. Because if you hadn't scored that goal early on, I think the Chelsea momentum would have kept coming. And they did. They scored that goal that got brought out of the
I've got to give credit to Chelsea. I actually thought Chelsea played bloody well, and I think Frank Lampard's just got them pulling in the right direction. Kante's goal probably just beats Trent for goal. I mean, I don't know what Fabinho was doing. I mean, he looked like he was trying to pull a tractor. But honestly, this boy, Trent Alexander-Arnold, he's an unbelievable player.
And who was he covering on that right hand side? If you think about it, so who would have been on the left?
Willian, it would have been, wouldn't it?
Willian plays.
Okay,
right, I'm trying to think. It was Mount.
It was Mason Mount. He had.
And to be fair, Mount. He looked like he was playing well, and he was making good runs, but no one actually got the ball out to him. And either that means that Chelsea were dog shit, which they weren't, or they just couldn't find the right pass that they thought Trent wouldn't get to. And I think if you're able to shut out a player as good and as a young player who is constantly moving, such as Mason Mount,
absolutely,
then that's it might have a hand in the fact that Trent is also young, but arguably has more Prem experience than Mount.
I think he was only caught out of position twice. One of those times was for the disallowed VAR goal.
Yep.
And actually, it was probably good that he was out because it meant that we could play that high offside line.
Yep.
The second time was probably about midway through the second half, where we very nearly conceded.
Was that Tammy?
It was a Tammy Abraham's effort.
Yep.
And I had no idea where he was. Like, honestly, I looked at our half of the pitch and Mohamed Salah was at right back. That was the only thing I could say against him. His defensive work still needs work.
Yep.
But for me,
it's a complete. Going forward, fullback, he's complete.
He would improve any team.
Yeah.
Any team would improve.
I think if you can say that about a player, then
absolutely.
What more can you say?
And you know what? You could probably say that about our next player.
Who is our next player, Dan?
Our next player is Bernardo Silva.
Bernardo Silva.
Do you want to take away?
Have you seen the highlights for this City
I
game?
have seen the highlights for the City game.
So,
didn't watch it.
This was a bit of a toss-up, but in terms of my contribution, because
he's not a tosser. Sorry, that was such a bad joke. I apologise.
I might have to bleep that out. That's so fucking shit. But to me, it was a call between Bernardo and Kevin, because Kevin should have scored more times than he did, and I think it's just not coincidence, but it's unlucky that he didn't get a hat trick because
he scored a beautiful.
And the goal he did score was unbelievable, and he assisted 2. Or 1? I
think it was 2. He definitely assisted the first goal.
Which was an unbelievable cross.
He scored the final goal. I don't know if he got any other assists.
No, but arguably, I could talk about how good Kevin De Bruyne was, but goals are goals. Yeah. Bernardo puts in 3, and for a first career hat trick, it's a good fucking hat trick. I think. He is possibly the most underrated player in the Prem, or one of at least. Because how he doesn't get more recognition, I don't understand. He seems to get recognition internally in City because he won the
City love him.
City love him. They made him the player of the season, I think.
Yep.
And I don't think anyone else could make a case for that. Bar Sterling, I don't think Aguero was there enough last season, but Bernardo was constantly popping assists, and he's shown that he's got a clinical finish on him as well.
But he's also versatile. I mean, he plays on the left wing.
He plays left wing, and right wing. I've seen him play right wing.
Yeah.
He can play cam, and he can play CDM.
Yeah, I mean, he has played pretty much all over the pitch for City.
Naturally, I think he's a centre mid, or possibly a cam. He's certainly not a wide player, but that's not to say he's bad wide. He's phenomenal wide.
But Sterling didn't play.
Wait,
they played Mahrez and Silva, didn't they? On the wings?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they did.
And you see what he can do.
He's
I would put him at cam.
Yeah,
but
me too.
It's also difficult because how do you drop De Bruyne? Because he's the cam. So he has to play centre mid with David Silva, but how do you take Rodri or Fernandinho out of the team? So that is why I think he's possibly one of the most underrated players in the Prem.
When you have so much depth.
Exactly. So any other team, he'd be the number 1 player.
Oh yeah.
But he put on a clinical performance in a game where City looked like world beaters,
and they had to bounce back.
And what a way to bounce back. I mean, I don't think there's any doubt that they were going to beat Watford.
But can I mean, yes, amazing. 8 goals, unbelievable. But I will remind you of our key topic of conversation from last week.
Which is Watford are they great? Are they alright?
Watford,
no, they are
shit.
fucking atrocious.
Honestly.
And that's why none of their players are on our board then. So rather than...
I can't see any of them ever being on our board.
No, neither can
Ever.
I. Watch them turn it around now.
No.
But that is why Bernardo Silva is on our board. He's put in a stellar performance again in a game where it was hard to be a standout player. In a game where you had, Aguero banging in goals. In a game where you had De Bruyne putting on an absolute masterclass in the middle of the park. And a game where you had, more or less good defensive coverage in a team where there is no defensive coverage.
And I actually think, ridiculous to say, I don't think they were as clinical as they could have been.
No, well, as I said, De Bruyne should have scored more goals than he did.
And Aguero missed 2 sitters.
So
he could have had a hat-trick.
It could have been easily 10 or 12 nil by the end of that. But Bernardo obviously makes... I don't think anyone would argue with that a player that scores a hat-trick shouldn't make it into
So we're happy with Trent.
I'm happy
Bernardo
with Bernardo.
Silva.
Who's our next man, then?
Okay,
You've got an option of 2 here.
I'm going to go for... our friend Callum's not here this week, which is a shame, because he would have loved it.
To natter on about Mark Noble.
So those of you who didn't see, Manchester United went to West Ham...
Went to London Stadium.
And lost 2-0.
Not just one.
To West Ham.
2-0. This was another close call between Noble and Cresswell.
Aaron Cresswell.
But I didn't think we should put 2 free kick goal scorers on the same board. I think we needed a bit of variety.
But equally, Aaron Cresswell's goal was equally as good as Trent's,
if not better. But Mark Noble got man of the match in that game.
Mark Noble did get man of the match, and he ran that midfield. What I will say is, I'm going to just outline who Man United were playing in that midfield. So they had Matic, McTominay, then they...
Pogba?
No, Pogba wasn't there.
Was he not?
No, he wasn't. They were playing Mata.
Mata was...
Mata
because
played.
Rashford was injured.
Rashford got injured. And who was the other midfielder? No, Fred came on.
I thought it was Pogba.
I don't think Pogba, but I'm pretty sure.
Should we have a little find out? But, so, if you didn't watch the game, Rashford picked up an injury in the 65th minute? Or around the 60th minute.
They're having a serious crisis.
And... in order to fill in that blank,
that's absolutely right.
In order to fill in that blank, they brought on Lingard to play, and I don't know who they ended up playing a striker. I think it might have been Mata actually. He was going down the centre. Lingard was
they sort of moved him out wide.
It didn't really look like they had a shape.
And then they brought on Angel Gomez and sort of moved him out wide, and Mata went off, and I think they moved James down the middle, and they played Gomez, James, and Lingard. But you look at this midfield here, right?
I mean, you can't read it because you've written it.
Yeah, I've written it like a fucking 2-year-old.
Yeah.
But Matic, as his career has fallen off a cliff, he is slow.
He's awful.
And he's awful. McTominay, I know Man United fans love him, and actually, to be fair, he's one of the few players that gives it 100%. But he's not that good.
No.
Right? I mean, he struggles to make it into the Scotland team.
If you compare, how old is he? 23,
is he?
23.
I think so.
If you compare him with another young centre mid, and I am going to suck my own dick here, if you compare him with Guendouzi, and you look at the amount of effort both of them put in, it's not different to the amount. They both seem to put in the same amount of effort, but in terms of actual talent, there is no comparison to me. Like Guendouzi runs a midfield, he does make a mistake, but it's overshadowed by how well he plays, whereas McTominay makes a mistake.
And it's the only thing you can say about
him. Exactly.
Pereira is a decent player.
I think he'll be like a semi-decent player in the future.
And then Mata again, old form fallen off a cliff. And do you really trust Marcus Rashford and Daniel James to be able to score anything with that midfield?
Well, who's creative in that? Really, Pereira is the only one.
And Mata
to some degree. But what can he do when he's slower than... And especially when you've got... And this sounds ridiculous, especially when you've got Mark Noble and Declan Rice running in midfield. How the hell is Mata going to get anything past that?
Yeah, because let's be real, none of these players are going to get the ball past Declan Rice.
No, and that means that they have to rely on the speed of Daniel James or Rashford being in a tremendous form, which he hasn't been. So, I mean, what? How does that team function? That team can't function properly.
And they're missing Pogba.
They are.
But yeah, West Ham United, brilliant performance.
Yeah, absolutely stunning. Sadly, I know we talked about how well Noble, but I don't think there is much to say other than
he ran that
he
midfield.
Dominated a midfield, covered the game, and arguably in the dying minutes, he got quite a clever yellow card.
Yeah.
To stall time. And
I mean, he could have been sent off.
He could have, and arguably should have.
I think he could have got a red card.
But he didn't.
Yeah.
So we can sit here and talk about him and say that he did amazing. So,
once again, VAR. Just get rid of clear and obvious.
Yep.
It's
a silly one.
I'm not going to.
We'll hold that for another episode.
Yeah, exactly. We could do a VAR episode.
We could easily do a VAR episode. Do you want to clear your 2-year-old writing whilst I talk about the wonderful, the majestical, the man who I think, honestly, any Prem team will sign?
I would have him in a heartbeat.
I don't know a Prem team. I couldn't name you a top 6 team that isn't trying to sign him at the moment.
Maybe City. But
no,
even then.
I think they got Foden, don't they?
Yeah. Go on then.
James Maddison.
Oh,
absolutely unbelievable. And it seems like everyone is talking about him. Everywhere I look, every team wants him, and for good reason. If you watch back that goal he scores against Spurs in a game where it was a bit topsy-turvy at times, where Spurs could have easily won it, I think, to have that much composure, to be like, yep, I'm going to take this shot on, and I know it's going in.
Yeah.
And beyond that, just run the game. Just make every pass count, every sort of run count, and to show that. And he just had that sort of like the Prem player.
No, absolutely.
It gives you a bit of nostalgia. He looks like a very nostalgic English player, I think.
I think he could be the answer to Southgate's problems. I also think that he could be the answer to Liverpool's midfield creation problems.
I think he could be the answer to Arsenal's midfield creation problems. But we'll see. I think, honestly, it's hard to see how United don't sign him, purely because they don't worry about money. But
if I were Liverpool right now, I would bin off Adam Lallana, and I would probably sell, I don't know, someone like the Ox to get a little bit of funding in, and then make him our marquee.
I don't understand how you wouldn't have funding though. You haven't bought anyone, and you want a Champions League, so you should, on paper, have enough money to do it.
I think we should absolutely go in for Maddison if we can.
In terms of my team, bin off Ozil, bin off Xhaka,
bin off the midfield, except for Guendouzi
and Torreira,
and
Joe Willock.
Willock will be good in a few years' time.
It's just the thing that's getting me a bit hard is the idea that we could have if we sign Maddison, we could potentially have a midfield that consists of Torreira, Guendouzi, James Maddison, and you could interchange any of them really with Joe Willock. That is an up-and-coming midfield.
Yeah.
That is a young, youthful, strong midfield. He won't join Arsenal. No. He just won't.
He'll go to a team with Champions League.
He will join Liverpool or United.
He won't move if Leicester get top 4, as I predicted to them last pod. Go and look it up. Leicester to get top 4.
Well, they're still top 4, aren't they? Are they?
Yeah. Let's be real. The top 4 at the moment is Liverpool, City.
Who else?
And then I'm pretty sure
who else?
It is City and Arsenal. Leicester City and Arsenal. Am I correct?
Let me have a little look down. Liverpool, City, Leicester, Arsenal. Yummy.
And let's be real. Man United are dropping points.
Chelsea are flopping.
I think Chelsea will still get into that top
bounce back.
You think Lampard's pulling them in the right direction. They look like
top 4.
They look like a better team than Man United. They look like a better team than Spurs right now because they gave us a bloody good game, and to be fair, they gave us a better game than you guys did.
Oh yeah.
They gave a bloody good go yesterday.
But so what you're saying is they will finish above Spurs and United.
Yeah, I said third.
You didn't say Arsenal in that, so are you saying Arsenal as well?
I don't know. Arsenal was so confusing. I said they wouldn't get top 6. I probably stand by that just because. Yes, you won 3-2 against Aston Villa. Fair enough.
But Aston Villa.
But you got a red card. You were losing. It was the most shambolic win I've ever seen. And
I think,
I don't know.
And I don't want to harp too much because this is James Maddison's time, and I think we've got from the quick short of it, James Maddison scored an absolute wonder goal. If you haven't seen it, go and look it up.
Absolutely.
And he ran an attacking midfield where Noble ran a defensive midfield. Maddison was countered by an attack.
Yeah,
arguably.
absolutely.
And I think, but if I'm talking about Arsenal quickly,
okay, we'll knock that game out as well.
Yeah, I think if Emery, everyone's saying that he's going to go, he won't go. Anyone who thinks he's going to go is an absolute buffoon, because who the hell would we bring in other than Vieira?
Eddie Howe. We talked about that last week.
I don't think he'd join us, brutally. I don't see that happening. Emery won't go, but if he starts Xhaka again, I will be annoyed, because why on earth, when he brought off Ceballos, when he brought on Willock, and when he brought on Torreira, both of them in a 10-man team did better than Xhaka did in an 11-man team. It staggers me how he starts him, and the only reason he seems to start him is purely because he thinks he's a leader. But I frankly would see, when Bellerin comes back, I'd put Bellerin potentially as captain.
Do you know who sorry, not Matic. Bloody hell. This is Xhaka reminds me of?
Who?
Marouane Fellaini when he played for Man United. You never understood how he kept playing. But he just kept playing.
I heard someone compare him to early Klopp, Jordan Henderson.
Yeah, except Jordan Henderson got better.
And that's the thing. If Xhaka gets better,
yeah,
that's fine. But he won't. And the problem with him is that every now and again, he will either have a brilliant game or score a brilliant goal, and everyone will be like, hey, and forget about him. And forget all the troubles that we have with him. But I don't see how he can start him when he's got Torreira, and he's got Joe Willock, and he's got Guendouzi. Guendouzi does everything Xhaka does, so why do you need him, frankly? But, in the long short of it as well, Arsenal won 3-2 and come back against Aston Villa. Not worth talking about, because it was fucking shit.
Right, so we've gone through 5 games really there. We've done the Liverpool beating Chelsea 2-1 away from home.
Yeah.
We've done Man United losing away from home to West Ham 2-0. We've got Leicester beating Spurs at home 2-1.
Yep.
Comeback. And you got, obviously, City battering Watford. I mean, the rest of the games...
They're pretty mundane, Dan.
I mean, do you want to just...
I'll rattle them off quickly. Palace and Wolves to a draw. Wolves got a goal late on.
Very late
Diego Jota. I can't remember who scored for Palace. Was it... it's going to bug me.
I can tell you who it was. It was Donka own goal.
It was I knew it was Donka own goal. And Roman Salas got sent off. What else did we have?
Wolves are having a proper Europa League hangover.
Yeah, they really are. And we had Sheffield beat Everton. But I wasn't that surprised, because Sheffield haven't lost a game away for 11 straight games now.
Yeah. And Everton are crazy,
floundering at the moment.
Yerry Mina own goal, Mousset finish. I don't know where he's got that scoring form from, but
Burnley beat Norwich. I think that was a slight surprise to see Norwich not do anything.
Yeah, but Burnley at home, Chris Wood, 2 goals. It's sort of nothing.
Newcastle Brighton, not even worth talking about.
0-0. No one cares.
The most boring game I've ever witnessed.
I'm sure something interesting will happen to one of those teams later on, and we'll talk about them properly. But for now,
boring
as hell.
And that's what the game's are.
Brilliant.
Fantastic. That was a good rattle, wasn't it?
Anything else?
Anything else noteworthy in the Prem? I'm trying to think. I mean, you got. Aguero's putting on a clinic. I think he always puts on a clinic, and I think he's going to drop form towards the end.
He'll get injured like he always does. The reason he never wins Golden Boots is because he always gets injured. If he stays fit, he'll win Golden Boot.
Yep. I think Tammy's going to bounce back after that Liverpool game.
He played well. He just didn't find the finish.
Yeah, what I think we're doing here is just making a few predictions for next week as well. So.
Yeah, exactly.
I think...
Anything interesting next week?
Next week is Arsenal, Man United.
Oh, brilliant.
And I think we're going to lose them.
We've got Liverpool versus Sheffield United away.
We'll poo on them.
Villa Burnley.
That's
a game.
Nothing game.
Bournemouth West Ham. Callum will have an opinion.
Bournemouth will win 3-1.
Yeah, Chelsea will probably beat Brighton. They'll bounce back.
I reckon that'll be like a 2-1.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Palace Norwich. I reckon Norwich should bounce back from that.
Palace at home are not. They're better away,
they're
aren't
up and down, I think.
So I'd give that to Norwich.
I'd edge it to Norwich. Maybe a draw.
Could be a draw, yeah.
Tottenham, Southampton.
You'd imagine.
I would imagine Spurs win that, unless something catastrophic happens, which is not out of the realms of reality.
I mean, Spurs are a club in...
They've lost them last season. And
absolutely.
Southampton have a few starlets. I think Buffal played well in a game where they were terrible. Redmond's back. Genepo looks fantastic. And
depends on how they play tomorrow against Portsmouth. What a game.
What a game. And Wolves, Watford, I reckon Wolves should cream them.
Finally come back.
Yep, that's the game they need, really.
Yeah.
Everton City, no question.
Yeah, City are going to win that one.
Leicester, Newcastle. Leicester should win that comfortably. I would think maybe 3-1. I think Newcastle could sneak one.
And then Man United at home to Arsenal.
I think we will lose. I think we will lose 2-0.
No, I think it will be the most boring 0-0 draw.
Really?
With all that attacking threat and all the terrible defending, I think it'll just be a really bad game. It'll get billed as this like goal fest, and then nothing will happen.
It's whether Rashford comes back for me.
Yeah.
Which he should do. If Rashford doesn't come back, again, I still see us losing 2-0. Because I reckon it'll be a case where all the media says Arsenal going to win this, Man United don't have anyone, and then they win it.
Absolutely.
I could see a 2-0, I could see like Juan Mata scoring, and I could see, I don't know, Lindelof from a corner or something, and I could just see Aubameyang missing a lot.
Yeah.
And De Gea saving a lot. But saying that, Aubameyang has scored or assisted in every game he's played this season.
Okay.
Which is fantastic form.
Are we happy?
I'm happy with that Prem roundup and a little bit of Prem predictions.
Brilliant. Okay.
Should we get up to the meat of our episode, Dan?
Yeah, so tonight, we must stress, tonight is the FIFA Awards night. Am I saying that right?
FIFA Best Awards night. FIFA the Best.
Yeah,
it's the best FIFA Awards.
It's like you've got the regular awards and then you've got the best awards. Yeah, it's honestly baffling. But FIFA are having an awards night, so we thought, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. I don't think this was going to be our topic of discussion until we saw the leaked 11 for the team of the year, the FIFA Men's Team of the Year, and it had some questionable choices to say the least. I'll read it out to you guys. I can draw it. I haven't drawn. Do you know what? I haven't drawn.
You haven't drawn on the board
I've been
yet.
slacking. Why have I got your pen though? I don't want your pen, Dan.
Fine, don't take my pen.
I'm also going to try and find the 11. I found the 11. So in goalkeeper, that's 6, not a G. How do I write G? That's a G. G key. We've got Alisson, of course. I don't think that's one you can.
I think we all agree with that.
That's fine. At left back, you've got Marcelo. Now, Dan, please tell me what Marcelo has done this last year.
I can tell you exactly what Marcelo has done this year. He's got knocked out of the Champions League.
Yep.
Playing really badly.
Yep.
Losing to an Ajax team they should never have lost to. Then he has finished, was it 3rd in La Liga this season? Behind Atletico?
I think. Don't hold us to
the
that.
only thing he has done is win the Copa America.
The Copa America?
Yeah.
That's the only thing he's done. So, I mean, let's just put a big fat cross through Marcelo, because that's fucking stupid.
we both agree.
Yeah,
Marcelo has no business.
No business being in this team. Since about 1, we've got Sergio Ramos. How on earth does he make it in? For the exact same reason.
He did the same as Marcelo, but didn't win the Copa America. So I'm going to cross out. I hate Sergio Ramos. I genuinely despise the man. Honestly.
Yep.
He ruined what could have been a good night for me.
Van Dijk, no arguments.
Yeah,
arguably should win the men's best. He's up there.
Certainly up there. We will discuss that.
Yep. And a right back, you don't have a right back, you got De Ligt.
Interesting.
So, no Trent, no Kyle Walker.
No right backs.
No right backs.
Okay, fine.
But I think De Ligt deserves this team, but he shouldn't be there.
He should be where Sergio Ramos is.
We'll get into that. I think that might be a fancy phrase.
Fucking stupid.
Right. I'm just. Hang on a minute. I'm reading this. At right mid, you've got Cristiano Ronaldo.
Hang on. So you've got left winger Cristiano Ronaldo at
Right.
right mid.
So clearly
Of
they've
course.
just shoved a bunch of players and haven't thought of the team.
Ronaldo is a quality player. Did he have the best season in the world last season? Probably
Not by his standards,
No.
but definitely does make this.
He won the Serie A, of course, and he's one of the best players in the world.
Yeah.
So of course he gets there.
And
And
they
he's a right mid.
But as a right mid,
In a 4-4-2.
in left mid, we've got Frankie de Jong.
Frankie de Jong at left mid. Oh, well, that makes sense because he's clearly a left mid. Oh no, wait, he's a centre mid. What is happening?
At the other centre mid, then Hazard.
Did I get high? Why is that? No, surely you're misreading that. And Hazard's the left
on
mid.
the leaked picture I've got here, you can see this, and I might hold it up to the camera. Actually,
That is.
I don't know if this will come
unbelievable.
through. I hope it does. But this formation has got Hazard. Why not have Hazard there and De Jong there?
Yeah, or have Hazard there and Ronaldo there and De Jong in the middle. Either
Even
way.
that would make fucking more sense, wouldn't it?
Stupid. Who else have we got?
At the other centre mid, you got Luka Modric, and again,
Luka. What is?
we've got 3 Real Madrid players in, and
You know why he's there? It's because the season before he won the Ballon d'Or, so they can't admit that this season
No.
he's been pretty crap.
yeah, up front you got Messi. No arguments.
Yeah,
That's
I've got
they've done a solid
standard.
there. Well done, FIFA. You managed to choose Messi. What football knowledge you've got. And the other one is Mbappe, who I think is close. It's close whether or not he makes that. Okay, well maybe not. The Panthers just crossed Mbappe out.
I've crossed out for what they've picked in terms of positioning and players. I've crossed out Mbappe, De Jong, Hazard, Modric. Yeah, Ronaldo because he's not a right mid.
Is Messi a striker? Is Messi even a striker? Is Alisson a goalkeeper at this
Okay,
point? Though?
right. At the moment, we got Van Dijk and
And Alisson.
Alisson in our team.
Natural positions. Because of this outrage, I'm going to give a quick one more time list off who we've got. Alisson in goal, Marcelo at left back. I can't quite make it out, but I think it's Sergio Ramos at centre back with Van Dijk.
Fucking
Not
arsehole.
a right back, De Ligt. Right mid, Ronaldo. Both centre mids, Hazard and Modric. Left mid, De Jong. Striker Mbappe and striker.
Do you know
Messi.
what that actually sounds like his name? Left mid Dion.
Left mid, De Jong.
That's an actual name.
Jesus.
He passes it to left mid De Jong, to right back to Lit.
Because of this ridiculous, outrageous leak, and we should preface, this is a leak. It might not actually be this atrocity, but as it stands, this is what the information is, and it's appalling, frankly. So we're gonna make our own. We're gonna make our own FIFA, but it can't be FIFA because that's trademark. We're gonna make our odds on
World 11.
World 11, based off of the season just gone.
And I know what you're thinking. Why should I listen to 2 idiots in Dave's bedroom? And honestly, I don't know. But if you got this far and you're still thinking that, then
Fair play to you, Tom.
yeah, I mean, I don't understand how you're still listening to the podcast, quite frankly.
No.
Should we do it?
Yes, we've left goalkeeper Arsenal there because
we
he
both
is.
agree on that.
Yeah. That's an obvious choice for me. The only other person I can oppose him with is Oblak. Or you might make a case for Edison for winning the Prem, but I don't think he was the component that won it for
He
them.
did win the treble though, and he is a world-class goalkeeper.
Whereas Alisson,
Won the Champions League.
I would say he was a core component of winning the Champions League.
He turned our team from a team that might challenge City to a team that will challenge City
and did Champions League.
and can potentially beat City.
Yeah,
with that.
and win a Champions League. So, 100%. Left back, Dan.
I'm gonna have my little moment. Another Liverpool player, a top world class player. He was £8 million. Just get this into your head. What a bit of business! £8 million.
Fit in 3 brags
But
in-
Andy
in a
Robertson.
sentence. That is astounding. I was worried I was going to have to rub that out because you weren't doing it enough.
But what a player, right? He's gone from a nobody at Hull to a Champions League winner, a Scotland captain, and an odds-on podcast, World
Hero.
11.
That is the moment he'll look
You-
back and be like, "This is where I've made it."
He's a top-class player.
First centre back, again, it's non-negotiable.
And look at that, first 3 players, Liverpool players. And why? Because we are one of the best teams in the world.
The Dan Breakfast Liverpool count now to 4. Those listening to the podcast. Our others, so who we've got so far
As if
is
someone's listening.
as if someone's listening. Our first 3: goalkeeper Alisson, left back Andy Robertson, centre back Virgil van Dijk. No questions asked. Our other centre back was someone that did feature in the actual FIFA World 11, but played at right back, and that is De Ligt. Is it De Ligt? Do you say De Ligt or do you say Delight?
I think you say Delict, but he is delightful.
He is a delight. Angel Delight. Angel Delight.
What an underrated pudding. Where has Angel Delight gone? Bring
Put
back
him in the
Angel
FIFA
Delight. We have not given up.
Wait, then next week-
Also, the next guy's name.
It's going to have to be so small.
Think about who it is.
Oh, no. Well, should we talk about a bit? Delight. Angel Delight. Captained an Ajax side to an Eredivisie win.
Yeah.
Title win.
I think we should say that.
And captained an underdog Ajax side to a Champions League semi-final.
They knocked out Juventus and Real Madrid.
And came this close to knocking out a Spurs team.
You know what? They should have knocked out Spurs, and the reason they didn't is because they were a young side that bottled it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we can talk about Spurs, but they bottled it that night, and it was a shame. And then he went on to come second in the Nations League.
Yep.
To a Ronaldo-led Portugal, who we'll talk about a bit later on.
So I don't think there's any argument.
Of course, I'm happy with him there. People who may have pushed him for it, I'm
Emerald Porto.
Vincent Kompany, brilliant season last year.
Yeah.
Captain of a treble-winning side.
Yeah, okay.
There's certainly an argument.
Okay.
John Matty, what player? Love him.
The
Big
Dan
up,
Bryce
Joel.
count is now up to 5 for those counting along at home with me. Right back, it's going to have to be amazingly small on our whiteboard, but for those at home, it is Trent Alexander-Arnold. That is now 4 Liverpool players.
And can you blame us?
I mean, no, but I'm still going to count it
For the
Brad.
best defence in the league last season,
Yep.
a Champions League winning team,
Yep.
all of them, I'm going to forget Robbo for a second. All of them, other than Robbo, have had brilliant success with their countries. You know, third in Nations League with Trent Alexander-Arnold,
Yep.
second with Van Dijk,
And
winning the Copa America as
I
Alisson.
don't know why I fit Delight in that mix because you weren't talking
He's
about
not a Liverpool player, but that's fine. And Robbo, to be fair, actually Scotland have got their automatic place through Nations League, and they're Scotland, so they will not get through.
No.
But that's fine. What a side so far.
And I think part of the issue with the FIFA Best Award is that it's not actually the FIFA Best. It's what FIFA deem fair as in terms of putting up a team for everyone to like. Because unfortunately, you can't put up an entire Liverpool team.
No.
Because that isn't what it's about.
Also, it wouldn't be fair to City. I know we haven't got any City players in it yet.
What the fuck have you done?
We're doing a...
Yeah, I know, but you've written so close together.
Alright, I'm sorry. Either way, it's unfair to not have City in yet, but don't worry, we will get there.
I think, are these our last Liverpool players?
Yeah, I think in the
starting
11,
11, we do have a bench as well, which FIFA don't do, and that's why you listen to the Odds On podcast, because we have a bench.
We do have a bench.
We don't have reserves.
I mean, I also this week have a chair that doesn't squeak.
I have
so
a
we
chair
are
that's
going up in the
slightly, but we're making it, Dan. We're making it.
I mean, my squeaky chair is in the
It
background.
is making a cameo.
so-
See if you can give us a squeak, Dan. Lovely stuff. And
I
that's
don't
enough of
miss that.
Let's throw that in the bin. Right, our
Let's do
defence
it.
is done. He's looking at Alisson, Andy Robertson, Virgil van Dijk, Matthias de Ligt. Is that right?
Angel Delight.
Angel Delight and Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Yeah,
That's
no,
pretty good.
absolutely right.
You looked at me like that wasn't right.
I'm trying to remember.
You don't remember who we put in midfield, do you?
No, I do. I've just remembered. Right.
So you didn't remember is what you're telling me.
So
but
our
now you
first man in the central midfield. Do you mind if I do the defensive player?
know. The defensive.
The more defensive
Yeah,
player in the
yeah,
midfield. So we've gone for a classic 4-3-3 Liverpool formation.
I think actually, before you go on, this is the most contentious one.
Yeah, I agree. But we
There
are
is one
huge
other.
admirers of this player.
Every time I see this person play, he is the best player on the field, whether that his team wins or not.
Now, if Modric had a decent season, Modric would be in the team because I love the man so much. But for me, the best CDM in the world.
It's not CDM. It
he-
says it's CDM.
Yeah, but he plays mostly as a bit of a CDM defensive midfielder. That sort of role.
I know he is a CDM, but we've
But he's this.
in terms of the odds on FIFA odds on best 11, he's a centre mid, but he would probably play more here.
I mean, now you've just.
I'm sorry.
But this man, he finished third in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Which is no shame considering just how good City and United, not United, Liverpool.
And considering what? What did you say?
I just called Liverpool United.
Oh Jesus, Dan!
Please shoot me in the head. Kill me. Oh, I can't go on.
I'll take over from there.
Yeah, please.
For a player that came third in the Premier
done?
League, considering his team had a rocky time, as well as he was playing out of position
Under a fat Italian idiot
fucking psycho.
who somehow got a Juve job.
He was brilliant.
He's always brilliant.
Yeah.
And then he won the Europa League.
Yeah.
And if you haven't guessed already, it's N'Golo Kante.
Of course, it's Kante.
We love this player. And against Liverpool, he was their best player the other day. Scored a banger. He's just a quality player.
In the UEFA Super Cup, he was their best player.
He's
Arguably the best player on the pitch, bar Mane. But that's just my scored.
He's a quality player.
He's
He's
absolutely
just
unbelievable.
pure quality. And I know Sarri was pissing about with his position a bit last year, but even then
he played brilliantly, and he's been injured as well.
And he had to play alongside Ross Barkley and Jorginho.
That's
And Cobb again. I mean, sorry. What? I'm sorry, Kante, that you had to do that.
He makes those guys look good.
Yeah. I'd have him at Liverpool tomorrow.
Any team would take
Straight
him.
away.
Any
Easy.
team. He is
Quality.
undoubtedly the best CDM in the world.
Yeah, I'd bet that. The Fabinho, Fernandinho, players like that, obviously Busquets.
Yeah.
You know, those are the sort of
They're on
players.
the case.
Thiago, they're in that sort of area. But Kante for us.
None of them comes near. And arguably, it's not just defensive midfielders we're talking about here either. It's this could have been, we could have started De Bruyne.
Yeah.
We could have, but he was injured. Could have started. I'm trying to think of the
David
centre mids now.
Silva.
David Silva.
But
Again,
we'll do the rest of the
we've got a
midfield
bench.
and then
Our other centre mid, not our cam, our other centre mid
go for it.
is. I have to look at my notes. Is Frankie de Jong.
Yeah.
For pretty much the exact same reason Angels of Light's in this team.
Yeah, brilliant player. Got his big money move to Barca. Not really working at the moment, but I'm sure he'll pull through. Yeah. He was a brilliant player last season.
Absolutely.
He killed England.
Yeah.
What? He was the best player on the pitch when we lost that game.
He has got a phenomenal work rate. Just unbelievable. And imagine the centre mid part pairing of Kante and de Jong. That would scare the bollocks off of any team, I think.
Because you're not winning the ball off them.
No.
And they're winning the ball off you if you have managed to somehow get the ball.
From a goal kick, basically, is what you're saying. Cam.
Let's finish this midfield off. Now this player...
You can run breather. We mentioned him earlier.
Yes, of course. And this is a player we think is underrated, so we're going to put him in.
We said everything you need to know about him about 30 minutes earlier. I don't know how long this has been going on. It was probably about 30 minutes.
N-A-R. Yeah, Bernardo.
Well done.
S.
Next week we'll be learning colours. Bernardo Silva.
Well, that's green, isn't it? Way. Shoot me. Honestly, I'm so tired.
There goes the last viewer that was watching this podcast.
Also, that is a full stop, so it's not Bernardo's, it's Bernardo.Silva. Bernardo's!
Jesus Christ.
So midfield, Bernardo, Frankie de Jong, Kante. A mix of brilliant attacking play, high work rate, and good defensively. We think that's a quality midfield.
It's certainly better than your speaking ability.
Yeah,
let's move on to attack.
Dead cat's better than
let's
my
be honest,
speaking.
this is all people want to know about, isn't it? Left wing. This is the other contentious one.
This is very contentious.
Arguably more contentious than Kante, but I challenge anyone to think of someone that deserves to be in it more than this player.
absolutely.
And don't think I didn't see that.
I
saw
went to put Brightwing.
I saw Dan try and write an R, but write a B instead. That is
I was
special.
just going to throw in our right winger because we all know that Messi's going to be it. So it's
and-
not even worth talking about.
I hold the striker because I think people are expecting us to guess who the left wing is, but we're not playing him there.
Yeah.
The left wing is Raheem Sterling.
It is Raheem Sterling. Now, City fans, you can take a sigh of relief. We understand you won the treble, you were the best team, and you know what? We could have put so many of your players in this team.
Yeah.
We could have had a whole City 11 if we wanted to. We didn't, but we could have done. And Raheem Sterling he's a world-class player. He's one of the best wingers in the world. And you know what? He had a brilliant season last year.
The reason he's beaten Mane to this spot, for your sake, is assists.
Yep.
And the reason he's beaten Mbappe to this spot is because Mbappe is playing in the French league. And you can say whatever you want about the French league. It isn't it isn't as competitive. Well, not necessarily competitive. It isn't filled with as many quality players as the Premier League is.
And PSG got knocked out of the Champions League.
That tells you all you need to know, doesn't it?
And you can't. I'm sorry. They are a team that is built to win the Champions League, and they can't do it. So whereas Sterling is in a team that is built to win the Premier League, and they did it, and won the FA Cup and the League Cup.
And came close in the Champions League.
And again, international success for Sterling. Well, not success, but international.
Yeah.
Whereas France haven't really done any since the World Cup. France have not actually played very well. I think they lost to Andorra or something. They lost to some team.
Turkey, I think it was.
Yeah, I was just bizarre.
But he makes it into the team, and I think he will make it into next year's team and the team after that because he will just keep getting better. And striker, you know who it is because we've put Sterling at left wing. It means that we're playing Ronaldo at striker.
Not a conventional striker, we understand, but you can't not have Ronaldo in. And we thought we'd prefer Sterling than Mbappe.
Yep. And we don't need to say anything about Ronaldo and Messi. We are living in a time where we are so lucky that both of these men walk a pitch. And I think Ronaldo sums it up best when he says, like, players like Messi come around once in a lifetime. Why did it have to be my lifetime? It's amazing. We are spoiled as football fans.
Unbelievable.
To be able to have this team, not even just Ronaldo and Messi, to be able to look at this team and say, this team, imagine what it would play like.
But also, just think that we're looking at that team and we're going, each position has competition.
Yep.
So our bench, we won't write it on the board, but let's just rattle it off.
Goalkeeper, we've got Oblak, as we said earlier.
Could have been Edison.
Arguably. It's hard to say. I think he's a better goalkeeper than Alisson. I think Alisson had more success.
Yeah, absolutely. Our backup fullback. Carl
Walker. Obviously Premier League winner.
I always thought he was just a runner, but now he's a quality footballer.
Yeah, he shaved his head.
Yeah.
Questionable decision. The other centre back option we had Laporte, as we said earlier.
Yeah, brilliant player.
Absolutely phenomenal for his age as well. He's like 24, isn't he?
Well, that's the thing I'd say for Sterling as well. He was young player of the year
Trent
last
as
year.
well.
This team is
outrageous.
not old, except for Ronaldo and Messi.
Our midfield option, we had one midfield option. It was David Silva,
quality player,
absolutely brilliant. Our front three options: Mane, we alluded to earlier, could easily make it into this team. Golden Boot winner. Mbappe, whilst we did rag on him a bit, unbelievable player.
He's a quality player. And he's only 12.
He will be the best player in the world.
He'll certainly be up there. Don't count out Trent Alexander-Arnold.
I'll narrow it down. He will be the best attacking player in the world.
I can agree with that. I think a player who could give him a run for his money, we don't know yet. Big call, Jadon Sancho could potentially give him a run for his money.
I'll give you that.
If we were doing a young team of the year, Sancho, Mbappe,
Sterling.
Start, obviously. Sterling, because somehow he qualifies.
Jesse Lingard.
No, he's like 30.
And then we had Mo Salah, because again, Golden Boot winner, Champions League winner, might as well got the title, but didn't. It's very straightforward, isn't it? I mean, we are lucky to be able to even debate this because, you know, give it, I don't know, a year ago and it was like Real Madrid or Barca basically.
No, absolutely.
And now we live in a time where we can argue that Prem players are, we can argue for an entire Prem 11 basically. You can never count out Ronaldo and Messi, but you could easily replace any of the other positions with a Prem player.
No, absolutely.
If they weren't already filled.
Oh, the Premier League is at the moment the best league in the world and should have more places in that team. Now, I have some breaking
Oh my fucking
news.
Crimbo. Dan's breaking news.
We said that it's the FIFA Awards night tonight.
The FIFA
Men's,
FIFA blokes, women as well.
Yeah.
FIFA.
Speaking of women, we know who won it for the women.
Oh, it's
Megan Rapinoe. Not a surprise. I don't like her personally.
No, she was horrible.
She's just not a very nice person. But fine, you know. Yeah, she's a role model, whatever. Klopp won the manager award. Of course he did. It's Jurgen. We love him.
Bielsa won the Fair Play award.
We spent a while
wondering why,
how?
but then we remembered that it was for his allowance of a goal to be scored after the bullshit was that his team scored. His team scored a goal while one of the players was very injured, or they thought the game had been stopped, or something. I can't quite remember. But Bielsa said, "Let them score." Obviously, that's fair play.
That's fair play.
You can't argue with that.
It wasn't for Spygate.
It wasn't for Spygate. Funnily enough.
But here's the breaking news.
The breaking news. The best FIFA men's player. I had a voice better. The best FIFA men's player.
There were 3 options.
Is Van Dijk, Ronaldo,
and
winner, Lionel Messi.
Messi, best player. Now, can we read into this as to where the Ballon d'Or's going?
Yep.
Messi's going to win the Ballon d'Or, we think.
Nope.
You still think it'll be Van Dijk? Yeah. Van Dijk won UEFA. Messi won FIFA. Where is the Ballon d'Or going? That'll happen in December. But fair play to Messi. Brilliant.
Actually, this must mean he wins Ballon d'Or.
It must be.
UEFA is just for the Champions League. FIFA, I think, accounts for just general play, doesn't it?
They do. They definitely still do Ballon d'Or, don't they? Are we not just taking the mick?
They really
it's such a weird award now that they've already said who the best player is. So why do a Ballon d'Or as well?
That's true. I think is it different? No, it's still FIFA, isn't it?
Yeah,
FIFA
it's
Ballon d'Or.
Strange.
Who knows? But
it's
whoever wins it out of Messi or Van Dijk, it won't be Ronaldo. Whoever wins it out of those two deserves to win it.
Yeah, and absolutely fair play to the bloke. I love Virgil. If I could vote, he had my vote. But Messi is obviously the man.
Yep.
And I think that's a good place to leave off.
Messi is the man.
Messi is the man.
Well, he's not just a man, he's a GOAT.
He is the GOAT. I was going to try and draw one. And
do you want me to try and draw one?
Yeah,
you
can draw. I don't understand why I've done more of the writing this time. Because you've been a lazy bastard.
I've been sat further away from it, Dan. Do an outro whilst I draw this GOAT.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for listening to the Odds On podcast. Look, we know we're not a big podcast at the moment, but we appreciate any support. So please, like, subscribe, share if you can. We really appreciate it. Follow us on Twitter or Facebook at the Odds On Podcast.
Yep.
Or send us an email if you want, which is oddsonpodcast4you@gmail.com.
He's got it right. Well done, Daniel.
Honestly, just support the pod. We're going to grow it. We really want to make
this.
Did
you mention SoundCloud?
Download SoundCloud. Get the pod on SoundCloud.
Even if you make it just for this podcast, do it, because we told you to.
It's a good app as well, to be fair.
I haven't used it.
Yeah, you're an idiot.
Sorry, I've used it a lot.
All the time.
This isn't an ad though, so we don't have to say anything. We can literally just say it.
But look, the more support we get, the more platforms we can appear on, and the bigger we can
The sooner that you support us, the sooner we can get on Spotify.
Absolutely. And we can have some more guests. We've got a few friends in the pipeline. We'd love to have someone in the know about football. So if anybody on the
any
odd
contacts, if
just
anybody knows Ben Woodburn,
we're in Oxford. We'd love to have Ben Woodburn come and sit down with us. So we're pleading, and we will plead every day. Ben Woodburn, please.
Come on the Odds On podcast.
Come on the Odds On podcast. Come to David's bedroom.
What more can you ask for?
Yeah, exactly.
So, download SoundCloud, watch us on YouTube, like everything we're on.
Messi is the GOAT.
Messi is the GOAT. Don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the legs are a bit confusing. I'm not sure if the legs or others, but...
They're up to your interpretation, Dan. And up to the interpretation of the viewer, which is you. Thank you for watching the Odds On podcast. Or listening to it.
Yeah, exactly. We've been Dan and Dave. Good night.